Republic. Now, this is the moment that Mike has been waiting for. Eva Sachenbacher, former cross-country skier, Olympic medalist from 2002 in the sprint event. 2 World Cup wins to her name. I think the coaches will be pretty happy with that. 4 out of 5. Have a look at the time. She still not the quickest, but Mike, she's not in the prime of her career. Starting biathlon after her 30th birthday. She's 32 at the moment, but still quite impressed. Above average skiing and average shooting.
Yeah, I think she really has potential to win a World Cup, and the Germans, after Neuner left, are thinking it's a positive to bring in such a fast skier, but it takes some time to master the shooting. But I think she may well take a World Cup victory before the end of the season. Zaitseva, she's won here before. She will be very disappointed to be nearly 2 minutes behind.
And even if you take away those penalties, she's still a minute off the pace of the best. So the Russians, we've seen evidence that they're not flying at the moment, Mike, and they don't seem to have the stamina for the last lap. But maybe their focus is on the World Championships. They'll certainly be trying to peak mid-February to the end of February to coincide with the times of Sochi next year.
And they're under a lot of pressure, a lot of money being thrown at the Russian team, and I think there'll be, at the moment, disappointment with best Russian, Glatrina, 10th place, and that was with perfect shooting, 47 seconds behind.
Take Grigori. Stay strong. Well, she rushed the last one, but it has gone down, and that certainly gives her a chance of pulling back into the top, 25, 30 are possible, but it's very tight. If she can ski well on the last loop, we could see Grigorin moving back up into the top 20 and getting a reasonable start. She could get within... well, I don't think she'll get to within a minute of the leader's time, Mike, but if she can stay the margin she's at the moment, she'll be knocking on the door of the top 15.
And a very positive start in tomorrow's pursuit, absolutely, so important.
Well, those are the standings at the finish. Sokolova is still sitting pretty at the top of the table. We'll go back and just see if any of the later starters are threatening her time. After the first shoot, the best of the late starters is Jana Garekova of Slovakia, lying in 7th place. She started number 66. Number 62, Romana Schrempf, we saw going through. She's in 14th after the first shoot. But no one who started after the current leader, Sokolova, is getting anywhere near her time in the early stages. So I think we can almost safely say that victory is hers for the first time ever.
Such an amazing performance there. We saw her form raising up in Hochfilzen, confidence on the range, increasing her pace on the skis with each race that passes, and to take her first World Cup victory, what a feeling. And definitely a big moment for the Czech team. There have been winners in the past, but it was in the older biathlon days, some 20 years ago, from the Czech Republic. But this modern era of biathlon, it's very tough to get into the top 10.
Well, I think she deserves some success, Mike. Every race she's had this season, she's been in the top 15 of the results. Nothing truly outstanding, but she's been there or thereabouts. Her prone shooting's been fantastic. She's almost 94% hit rate in the prone position. Actually, with those 5 out of 5 today, she might have moved up into the top 5. So that's a really good result for Sokolova. And as I say, when you're consistently in the top 15, your big day will come eventually, and today is the day for her.
It is, and Dimitrova, 19-year-old, the youngest in the field, to clear 100% of the targets. Now that is a great feeling, and it's a long time since Bulgaria were winning at the World Cups, and they were often back in the late 80s, the early 90s, and right through to 98, gold medal in the individual by Davoska.
So 108 behind. I think she can improve on her position. She certainly won't outski Gusner and Sokolova on the last lap.
Is Slepcova going to spoil the party in the Czech Republic? I don't think so.
Slepcova, of course, 6 wins in her career. She finished 8th in the World Cup standings back in 2008. That was her best season. 26 now.
Slepcova, it's almost a confidence issue. The Russian coaches are putting her in the perceived worst group. And when Slepcova used to shoot over 90% in the pro, and it's a really bad day for her, missing 4 out of 5.
I guess, Mike, we should be discussing whether it would be an improvement to put the top seeds in the last group. Today is a classic example of why it would be good. It's also a classic example of why they don't do it, because the weather conditions can play such a major part in a biathlon race.
It does play a huge part, but if all of the seeded, the best, say, 50 in the world were given that, yes, in that segment of the race which was equal, then it's fairly equal for all. Cross-country skiing have done it, but they put the fastest last, and it certainly does, it keeps it well and truly alive.
So 94 athletes now through the prone chute of a total of 101. Garekova into the finish, and well, that is a very good finish indeed. She's got the margin down to 47.5 and in 11th position. Just try and find out how she was doing on the last lap.
Well, last week, sorry, Garekova only 26th position. That was missing 2 targets.
Yeah, so I think that frustration, Mike, she lost 10 seconds in the last kilometre and a half. Now, Effie SACHENBACHER. That first shoot was certainly better than we were expecting. And as Mike says, her standing shooting in training has been very solid indeed. But this is a different situation.
It's such a new experience, first ever World Cup for Evie SACHENBACHER. Very experienced in cross-country World Cups, over 175 starts, and I think she's done well. 70% hit rate, prone and stand.
A confidence booster then, Mike, for future races, or do you think she'll get a future race?
I think she will. The coaches will be, they won't be disappointed with 70%, and certainly SACHENBACHER's ski speed is good. It is very competitive.
Grigorin now 121. She came out of the range 105 after the leaders, so losing some 15, 16 seconds to Sokolova and Gusner over the last lap. That's not too bad, but I think it just shows, well, we can assume that her fitness isn't quite the same as Sokolova's, but we can also assume that the tracks aren't quite as quick as they were earlier on.
It doesn't appear that the snow now, once again, it's drier snow. We're up at what? Nearly 1,400 meters here. There was a phase in the race where the temperature only raised half a degree. and it does change the glide factor.
So Pokljuka shooting or equaling her best sprint score so far for the season, and if she can manage a top 50, that would be a very good result indeed, as Marley comes in 24:08 on the clock and missing out on the World Cup points. Jordanova now. Oh, this is a nightmare. So just the two and another 450 metres to ski.
Oh, Nulips tripping over her own ski pole there.
Jordanova finished 81st in the last sprint in Hockfilsen. Well, I think we're going to see some big crowds tomorrow, Mike. I think the weather has certainly made a few decide they'll just sit at home and watch this on the box. But most of the tickets sold a long time ago, so once you've paid, you might as well make the journey up. And lots of recreational ski tracks up here as well. It's not just about the racetrack. There's some fantastic skiing to be done, and they hold one or two good races up here during the winter months as well.
Yeah, I do like it. It's, in terms of training, it's not an easy venue. You've got the shooting range there. As a biathlete, maybe the tracks are a little on the difficult side to be going up and down these steep hills in training, but you can find plenty of options up here in this the top of the plateau.
Well, Nadine Horschel there sounds as if she's just about going into oxygen debt. The lungs starting to squeak. It's a stage she's got to push herself to that limit as she approaches the end of her race. Bonitz for Poland, just looking to see who the best of the Poles is at the moment. Wisdom, who of course started earlier on today. Chill lying in